Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. You better get your seat. Just so everybody knows, I'm Larry Shire, and I'm the new president. And now I'm going to have to learn everybody's name. So if everybody will rise to the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now I'd like to thank all the other people who stepped up and the people who continued on. Vice President Eric Trough. Of course, Bruce Forbes, he's the secretary. And Gordon Bear and still our treasurer. And Steve Morris stepped up to technology and membership.
All right.
And then we have some at-large members. Dan Cook, who's, I don't think he's back yet. He does our Veterans Day program. Sharon Bender, she does legislative and barbecue. Don Seymour for fallen veterans. Carol Taylor does programs now, our former temporary president. And our vice president for many years. And Dick too does logo wear. And Bob Whalen is another one who helps with fallen veterans. So, and then I don't see Mark, but I'd like to thank him for the donuts. And now, Don. I forgot. I didn't write his name down, so I forgot. Sorry, did I? I did. Dennis Abrams for picking up the donuts.
But I got it done.
Gee, man.
It ain't easy to do that stuff before you know we got.
You need to thank them for bringing some donuts left over.
I left you 3 dozen. Only 8 a dozen.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. As Larry indicated, I'm still a fallen veteran guy. Today we are going to have a ceremony for fallen veteran. You saw that the flag was at half-mast when we came in, and the sign on the door indicating why it is. It's because we lost a longtime member of the club. This is a little bit different for me. Ted Masters passed away. I never knew Ted Masters was not his name. Ralph Ted Masters. And I talked to the son, and he said, nobody knows about the Ralph part. Just a little background on Ted. He was a World War II Army veteran, drafted in 1943. And that was before I was even born. His first duty station was in Africa. Then he transferred over to Italy, where he was wounded. He was discharged from the Army in 1946. And he was a recipient of Good Conduct Medal, Victory Medal, EAMT ribbon, 3 bronze stars, and Purple Heart. Well decorated. And those of you who knew Ted, whether it was as Ralph or Ted, he had stories to tell. He could tell you stuff It's just amazing for those of us that were not in true combat. It was a blessing. If I get everybody to ride.
Make it over here. Yeah.
Seats.
Okay, now I'll introduce our speaker, Lieutenant Colonel James OBENAUF. He's gonna tell us a little about his history.
You gotta help me out.
I'm just told that if you don't want to use that, if you'd rather use the hand document. Okay.
Make sure it's working. Yeah. Okay, today, I'd like to say, first of all, thank you for this. Second, I would like to give you a little bit of an hour and a half of my life. My story started many years ago. I was a co-pilot on a B-47, which is a 6-engine nuclear bomber. I have on the table some handouts, actually, because I know the slide, we can that slide up there. Next slide. This gives them a cool layout. The navigator's up front, pilot kind of above him in the canopy, co-pilot, me, back of the pilot, and sometimes we carry a 4th crew member. You could be an instructor, navigator, instructor, pilot, a maintenance guy, we're doing some work, but normally a 3-man crew. This particular flight, we had a 4-man crew. Our mission this evening was 7.5 hours, and we took off from Abilene, Texas, which is central Texas. We're going to fly for about an hour south. Then we're heading up towards Kalispell, Montana. And we're doing a celestial navigation line. From there, we're cutting down to Oak City, where we're hitting a tanker. And then we're going to do some bomb runs, practice bomb from there home. The takeoff. Next flight. Anyway, we took off, it was just before sundown. And we were flying our mission. This is a cockpit view. Sorry about that. We'll back to take off. After takeoff, we headed south and then back north. As we were passing through the panhandle of Texas, we had a hellacious explosion. We were at 32,000 feet, and the right wing, number 6 engine, and some fire on the fuselage. The pilot saw this, and as I thought, ooh, this is not good, and he ordered bailout. The navigator ejection seat goes straight down. He bails out, my ejection seat goes up. I pull my left handle, With my left hand with my seat bottoms, the canopy flies off, my control column goes flying forward. I squeeze the ejection trigger to fire, nothing. I reach my right, control, raise it, squeeze the trigger, nothing. I thought, excuse my French, crap. So my secondary, way to get out of the airplane is to use the escape hatch, which is down below, right next to me. So I get on my seat, go down the escape hatch, pull the lever, jam. So I said, well, there's tertiary out of this machine. So I started forward to the navigator's hatch. That's when I saw Joe Maxwell, our instructor navigator, laying on the floor. And I thought, oh boy, here we go. So I come back up and I get back in the seat and I look at the situation out there and I see the fire is all restricted to the outboard wing. I don't see any fire on the fuselage. So I said, I'll shut down that outboard wing. And I'll take the airplane, I'll dive down to low altitude, he'll come to, he'll bail out, and then we're all good. So I shut down the fuel to the outboard wing. I took the airplane and I engaged the control column and I said, it's working. You're not supposed to be able to engage it, but it's working. Okay, I'll drive it. And so I started diving down. And I got down to 11,000 feet and my emergency oxygen shut off. But I said, I don't need oxygen anymore. What the heck, I'm at 11,000 feet. So I decided to keep on going down and I leveled up at about 5,000. And my whole object now, I've got to get Joe out of this airplane because my eyes are going fast. After we got down to, I think I was finding a wall at 4,400, 4,500. I saw Joe kind of moving around. But I'm going, well, what's he doing? I need him to bail up. So I try to communicate with him, and I can't communicate. His headphones gone. Who knows? I can't talk in mine. I don't know what's going on for sure. Everything's all screwed up. So finally, I checked my intercom and I found out, ooh, I was disconnected. So I got mine connected. So I talked to Joe. Joe heard me, but I couldn't hear him. And I said, bail out. And he starts fumbling around and doing, whatever he's doing, cleaning the house or something. I don't know what he's doing. So he comes back to me, he grabs my leg and hugs it. I'm going, Joe, this is not the time to be emotional. Now's the time to act. So Joe grabs my leg and he shakes it. And I'm getting beat now. And I said, bail out. And Joe looked at me, had a sorry look in his face. He punched his chest. He was wearing a chest pack parachute, but he didn't have it on. It was gone. I don't know where he got it. It was gone. So now I'm sitting there. I got a guy with no parachute. I got an engine out here burning, wing burning. And I look out, and the wind is, boy, the fire's kind of going down. I said, maybe, just maybe there's a hole together. So we're now probably 45 minutes to an hour away from the base. I get my communication set up finally where I can talk, and I got a Mayday call out, and ground radar picked me up, and they start giving me headings towards Dias, which is Abilene, Texas, where Dias Airport is. So we're heading towards Abilene, and the thing I'm worried about more than anything is my eyes, how long are they gonna last, and how long is that wind gonna stand before it starts folding up. It was pretty red hot, still glowing red hot. We get to about 20 miles from Dias, and I started talking to the Dias, what we call GCA, ground control radar. That made me very happy. Now I got boys I know I can talk to, they talk my life. And I'm doing a terrible job of holding headings, altitudes, and everything else. I'm holding about 220 knots, which isn't buffeting too bad, that's like 250 some miles an hour. And not being beat up too bad. Then they bring me around and put me on final approach. And at best, I'm doing a terrible job of holding headings and altitudes and what have you. The GCA guys, God bless them, they are really working with me, not against me. And about 2 miles out from final, GCA called me and said, "You're extremely high on glide path, far left of course. What are your intentions?" I thought, shit, my intentions are trying to put this thing on the ground. But I mean, I had my hands full. Just then, I said, I gotta go for it. I raised my seat. I looked up and I could see for miles, clear, crisp, Texas night. And I thought, my God, this is beautiful out here. I can do this. And just then I took the airplane and made an S-turn, diving S-turn. There was a runway over there. I said, oh boy, I didn't think I got stuff under control. And I said to Joe, Joe, hang on, we're going in. I said, oh, let me rephrase that. Hang on, Joe, we're gonna land. And, about, just as we crossed the runway, threshold, GCA called me and said, you're over the end of the runway on glide path, no, on the stem line, 45 feet above the glide path. So I thought, sounds good to me. Not more. So we touched the aircraft down, came to a stop, no problems, had pretty good control. It was landing pretty long, but I didn't care. Come to a stop, I got out of the seat, might have very gingerly, a very hot seat I was sitting in. I got over there and Joe's fumbling with the escape hatch. I pushed him aside. I didn't have time for this, whatever. I cleared the jam, down the escape hatch I went, hit the ground, somebody grabbed me, a fireman, I assume. And the next thing that happened was the scariest thing of the whole ordeal. My eyes shut down and I was blind. 2 or 3 days later, I'm in the hospital. Medical folks assured me that I would regain my sight within a couple of months. About that time, Joe came to see me in the hospital. And Joe says, Jim, I read the preliminary accident report. I read the communication transcripts. Many things make no sense. First, you try to eject. It failed. You try to go out the escape hatch. It failed. Somebody didn't want you to leave. Next thing you do, you get back in the seat. The coach and hold column is held in a stored position from ejection. It's held in place, you can't move it, said in theory. You were able to use it and fly the airplane. The spring that held it was broken in 3 pieces. That's why you were flying. Then you dive down to low altitude. Your oxygen held out until you passed through 11,000 feet. That's all you needed. Then 2 miles from final. You sit there, raise up, stick your face out in the windstream and says, oh boy, I can see pretty good. Now, where did that come from? The turbulence in your belly, it stopped. Then you bring the airplane to a stop and you go blind. Jim, somebody up above is watching over us. And all I can say is, Joe, God was our co-pilot. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, now it's time for Gordon and the treasurer's report.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
That was a hell of a story to follow, but I'll give it a whirl. The treasurer's report for the month of August, we had a beginning balance of $2,587.78. On the second, the day after the meeting, we had $125 in the can, plus a $500 donation from Tim at Realtor. On the 16th, Tim made another $500. And on the 28th, Tim made another $500. So we had $1,625. And we didn't spend a dime. So that gave us a closing balance of $4,212.78. Easy month. Questions? Thank you.
Yeah, got that one.
Okay, on to old business. We're looking, Sharon, what do you need volunteer wise for your barbecue?
I have a
Come up pretty
sheet.
quick.
I have a volunteer sheet up there, a sign up sheet,
Okay,
volunteer, wants
so,
to volunteer.
so please volunteer for that. We're gonna need all the help we can get on this. It's kind of getting kind of short notice, and so, the tickets will be going on sale probably a little bit later this month. I'm setting up the website to sell tickets on the website as well, once we get all of that information put together. So, I'll send out an email when that's all set up and let everybody know what's happening. New business, we're trying to, because I'm not a person who knows everybody. Oh, go ahead.
What day is the barbecue?
October 7th. So it's coming up pretty quick. Okay, then for new business, is there any other old business anybody can think of first? Okay, for new business, we're going to start, because I'm not a person who knows everybody, so I don't know a lot of people that are good speakers and that type of thing. So we're gonna set up a committee to do this, to come up with speakers for these meetings. Tom has volunteered to be on it, and, okay. So with Dick and Tom, and if there's anybody else that wants to step up, that would be great. Because we're looking for volunteers for several things. That's a committee, you don't have to be on the board. You can just join the committee. Another thing we're looking for volunteers for is because of the way this whole thing progressed, me becoming president, Steve stepping up to his position, and Bruce stepping up to his position, that leaves us a little short on at-large board members. So we would really like to have 2 or 3 more people step up to help out. It makes a big difference in how much work everybody has to do. So if people would be willing to step up and do that. One of the positions we're really looking for is somebody to help with the technology and membership. And that, you don't have to know anything about technology. Because you can help with bringing out the name tags for membership and making sure they get kept up to date, that type of thing. So there's just some things we need some more assistance with is all. So anybody who'd be willing to step up with that, you can come and see me or any of the other board members and we'll talk to you about it. Now, are there any new attendees or returning attendees that have been here for a while?
Hi, my name is Pietro La Calamita.
for Peter. And this is the second time that I joined this. I've been here before. I moved, I'm back, and I'm staying. So, thank you for inviting me to the meeting. And then I'm glad to meet all these people. I know for a few of them, they're doing something not there. So I'm back.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
I'm back.
John Eichelberger, we moved into the Summit Line a year ago. I've been trying to get to a lead.
Hold it up closer, we can't hear you.
Today, I've got another doctor's appointment, so I've got to leave in about 25 minutes. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you. And, oh,
One last thing, I'm gonna pass around some papers from my dad in World War II. Some papers from my dad in World War II, and postcards that he kept. Some AP photos when he crossed the Rhine River. So I'll just start back here. Thank you.
thank you. Anybody have anything else? Go to the cause? Well, go ahead, Tom.
Several of us stopped by the Patriots Pantry yesterday. And I know when we started, we talked about food for individual veterans who are food insecure. But I noticed some large boxes of cereal and some very large cans of vegetables and beans. So I asked the lady that runs it, I said, well, I thought this were for individuals. I didn't realize we did larger quantities. And she says, I have veterans who are insecure not only for themselves, but they're now taking in their grandchildren. She said, I have one veteran who has over 9 children that he feeds in his home. So they do take in larger quantities of the big boxes of cereal. And when we were there, we only had 1 box of cereal left. The other thing is hygiene products, razor blades, toothpaste, toothbrushes, shaving cream, that kind of thing. So any of those items will work for the food pantry if you're interested in providing those in donation or whatever. Thank you.
And on that same note, another thing I learned is my first meeting that I attended with a group that, on the Veterans Center is that they do have more storage now for food. So if we have large quantities we can take down, there really isn't a time when they don't need donations. So, any donations are welcome, and we'd love to have them. Another thing we're looking for, just came to mind, is we're looking for other organizations that we can donate to. So if you know of other organizations that we can donate to, other than the few that we've already been donating to, please bring it to somebody on the board's attention, because we're looking to get some money away. As you heard, we've got some money in the treasury now. So we're looking to get some money away, so we're looking for other entities that we can donate to. So if you could let one of our board members know about that, that would be great.
They should be veteran-based though.
Right, they do need to be veteran-based. So that at least we can direct it to, like Trot, we donated to them. They allow you to direct your donations to veterans, and so that's why we donated to them. So that's kind of what we're looking for. EAV will always be getting our money. They get everything from the November potluck, so that's always good too. Anything else for we go to the cause? Okay, then we're adjourned.
Well, we'll see you.